Hello Nerd Fighters, it's Tuesday and it's also very dark. The power went out. I was like, well, may make some more videos because I can't play on my computer. Today I want to teach you, kind of, how to make adult decisions, I guess, maybe. Is that going to be the title? Who knows? So for those of you who don't know me, or haven't got to know me, or this is the first video you've ever seen. I am 21, I have finished university, kind of, sort of. I have a job of sorts, and I rent a room of sorts. And you see, all those of sorts lately have kind of got me thinking about the fact that I have to make decisions in the next month or so that will affect the next year of my life. So, I don't know about everybody else, but in the UK it's, you know, you go to school, and then you go to college, and then you go to university, and then life happens. Like, you do the, 5 to 21, you do the 0 to 5 thing, and then the 5 to 21 thing, and then 21 plus is just you get old and you die. That is, just do some stuff and then eventually you'll die. And I guess you're kind of all looking at me now going, Niall, why are you bringing this up on the Nerd Fighter channel? Surely this is your own personal rubbish and I don't want to hear about it. Tell me something funny and or interesting. Well, you see, here is kind of my problem, right? Because you can put priority into whatever aspect of your life that you want to put your priorities on, you know? If it's that job or that career choice that you really want, or that industry that you really want, or if you've got something that you really want to do, or hell, it could just be you want to be the other person in your life happy forever, or you want to have kids, or you want to own your own house, or whatever it is. I don't care what it is, but my point being is, you all have a thing that you want to do, but because I'm assuming you're nerd fighters by watching this video, you also want to decrease world suck and increase awesome, right? So at the moment I have 4, I suppose, real options. One is to continue doing the job that I'm currently doing and hope that I get a promotion that will allow me to pay for my rent for the whole year and have loads of money to spend and be wonderful. But the job that I'm doing doesn't really affect the world in a positive way. Not that it affects it in a negative way, but all I'm really doing is enabling people who have too much money already, who are doing a degree that's kind of pointless, to do what they need to do well and then move on with their lives to other pointless jobs. Or the job that I was doing before, where I do really cool stuff again, and really interesting stuff and stuff that I like, but all I'm really doing is enabling drunken idiots to grope each other, sing along and dance like morons, so we can exploit them for all the cash that they have and then throw them out of the building in the middle of the night drunk. But then of course I've got the option of, well, why don't you go back to school? I mean, you never finished this or that, so if you spent, you know, 6 months doing that while working a job as well, you might have an opportunity to do something good with your life. And I'm like, well, I don't really, because there's tons of social and economic structures built up against me to stop me from getting into a position of power because, yo, capitalism, and I don't mean that in like a crazy Marxist way, I just mean that's how the system's built. Or I could move back into my mum's attic and be one of those creepy 20-somethings who lives with their mum and just spends all their time on the internet. It all comes down to money and freedom and time. But I don't want it to come down to that. I want it to come down to, what is the most moral choice I can make? And life just doesn't come down to that. Okay, it's a fairly easy argument to make that if I earned more money, I could make more sound economic choices because, you know, I wouldn't have to skimp and buy the cheap stuff that's probably, if you buy cheap coffee, it's not from rainforest or fair trade certified farms, and therefore it's probably lower wage workers and bad for the environment and blah blah blah. But then what you're saying is money is the most important thing, and I don't buy that. I think experience and wanting to do good is the most important thing. I think that the guy who's on minimum wage and gives like £1 or $1, depending on where you are, to charity, his impact is more important than the billionaire who gives a few $100,000 to a charity. Okay, his money's gonna do more, but in the long run, the guy with no money made a harder economic choice, and therefore a stronger moral one, than the guy with all of the money in the world. So how do I do both? How do I make the right decision for me and take responsibility for my economic and social responsibility to do good? To be honest, I don't think a lot of adults do that. I don't want to be one of those, but I'm slowly getting forced into a situation where if I don't make a decision, I will be one of those. How the hell do you be an adult and be responsible for yourself but also be responsible for all the actions that your privileged position, just because where you were born, how do you make up for that as well?